Hey everybody, it's Nikos here. Can you all hear me? And can you see my screen and chat and my mouse moving here? Just give me a quick yes.
This file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.
Perfect. There we go. I think we can start, right? So how is everybody feeling today? I hope great. For me, it's 9 p.m. For some of you, it's early in the morning or very, very late at night. I know. Yesterday when I asked, we had like so many people from so many different countries. It was crazy. Everybody feeling powerful and positive and great, right? That's what we need. What about my microphone? Is it too loud? Just tell me. What about now? Just to fix this. Is it better now? Testing. 1, 2, 3.
This file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.
Okay, perfect. That's it. So, before we start with day 2 of our 800K workshop, I would really like to know if you had time to watch again yesterday's replay, especially the guys that didn't have the time to attend live anyway. And if you did, if you have any questions regarding the charts, the entries, the management, or something else related to this, before we...
This file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.
Compare actually to the USD Canadian dollar trades, which was actually only 1 or 2, and the USD yen. Okay, there we have a good question. Miguel is asking, if you have a small account and you only can open 1 or 2 positions with 0.5% risk, would you put a take profit or trailing only? Where would you put the take profit? So listen, good question. Now, if you start, let's say, with a very, very small account because you cannot afford, let's say, a $10,000 or $5,000 account.
This file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.
Like that. I wouldn't change the money management or risk, especially not to take profit. I would just make sure that if you have only 2 positions, that you take out your first lot, let's say 1-to-1, if that's what you are after, or if you don't want to take incremental profits because, like yesterday's examples, it looks so great that you just want to make more, and you are going for, let's say, 2 times the stop for the first lot, then you do this, but you still keep the second lot, the remaining position, and manage it like you had 3. So that the second would then be your bonus lot. Okay? Unless there's really some major support somewhere.
This file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.
Also take the second lot out and wait for second entry. Another entry. Okay? So you would treat the first lot like usually. And the second one, you try to leave it running as your bonus lot unless you have big trouble. Let's say a lot of resistance here. Let's say you are long or something, okay, and you know there's a lot of resistance here and price is reaching this resistance and it's starting to spike and you cannot split the remaining position. You can really, if you sense it's not going up anymore and you see the first signs, maybe like a lower point on the chart or a bigger range, you can take out that second part and then just either wait for bigger retracement.
This file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.
The trick is really to keep it as simple as possible. Hey, no worries, yeah. Brand has a question. After major breakouts of higher time frame trends like your daily trade you displayed, are ranges common before they stabilize? And how does Partner System deal with potential range stops, stop outs? Okay. You mean, let me just read that again. You mean you want to know how we manage a trade in that range, or if we
This file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.
Or it's just a question if you know after if it's common that we have also on the daily chart ranges and then breakouts. Okay, listen. Avoiding to get stopped out, that's something you can really not avoid in the beginning of the range. Because we will have examples tomorrow. I still have, not that difficult examples today. But tomorrow I will share some trades with you where...
This file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.
Before I figured out what I had to do. And so it's a really great question, by the way. What happens if, let's say we have a powerful trend, but I will show you this stuff tomorrow, and suddenly it's ranging, or it looks like a trend change, right? And you say, okay, it's an uptrend and now it's going down, just assuming, let's say we had a big uptrend and now we think it's going down, right? And suddenly it starts to range. And let's assume we had a selling signal here and price doesn't go down, it's coming back up. So the first time we usually just get kicked out. It will hit our stop and then it's over, okay? Because you cannot foresee the range before it's actually visible on the chart.
This file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.
Starting, you can see the beginning of the range, because usually what happens, the price will not just create 1, 2, 3s and go one way. It will do some 1, 2, 3s, go up, go down, like here, a little bit like a range. So you already have the first sign and say, okay, I got stopped out once, for example. Now what I need is a break of the trend line, higher highs and higher lows before I get back in, or it needs to break the lows that are visible, the ones that you have at least, and create lower highs and lower lows on the chart. So with other words, it needs to show you direction again on the chart before getting in. And that's not that easy to do if you're not used to it, but
this file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.
Okay. So I was showing this area, like if that's a range, right? And you're looking for setup. It's actually a good example here that it's kind of what you asked, not exactly. But, if the price did kick us out of a trade in this area, I don't want to get back in unless it's breaking a major support or resistance line and give me a new setup over or below here. But as I said, I will have examples for you tomorrow that are showing some range trades, and we will discuss this in detail. Yeah, but great question anyway. Is the sound better now?
This file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.
Could be a general one, or remember we have 4 more days to cover trades, and we will have a lot of different funny, weird, great setups, everything combined. And still remember the last day, we are doing a recap quickly, and we will check for those patterns and let's say symptoms on the live chart as well. Yeah, we are going to check future setups, something that might happen soon, and we can prepare ourselves for those trades as well. And as we are doing this, it will all come together.
This file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor.
Yes, also. And you
Please
also
buy it
have
now.
a couple of daily chart trades and also lower time frame entries that I took, not many, but some. Range trades, again, breakouts, all those things. I'll have more of that tomorrow. Again, I was just, there's some pairs where I just really trade conservative, like the US dollar and also the USD yen, some other pairs as well. But I want to go over those first so we get a really good, picture of the simple setups. We did cover yesterday some false breakouts, right? Easy to spot the sneaky ranges before price is breaking out in one direction. Very, very important.
This file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.
What's the reason, Josh is asking, you try to limit total risk to 1 or 2% instead of 1 per individual trade? Very simple, because listen, if let's say you're doing your analysis, right? And you have 3 or 4 setups in making. You don't know which will give you exactly the setup. Maybe some setups happen the same day, some between that week. So you might look at 4 or 5 setups and you say, okay.
This file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.
You know that you're probably going to trade if the setups appear 3 or 4 trades. Now, if you would risk 2% on each trade during this week, and you have 3-4 positions running with 2% risk, you're exposing your account to 8%. That means if they all work out, you will be probably very, very happy. If they don't work out, you suddenly have a loss of 8% on a trading account, and that does not look nice, and it doesn't feel nice. It feels actually very bad, because now you are in that mode of, in this revenge mode. You want to make it back. You think about, okay, I lost those trades. I have to make it back. I have to make it
This file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.
That's not what you want, right? When you trade and you risk, let's say 0.5% or 0.3, 0.4, depending on how aggressive or conservative a setup or trade is, and then you have 3-4 trades, then you expose your account to about 2%. Okay, if you get really unlucky, let's say, and you lose all of them, okay, then you give 2% of your account to the markets, but not 8 or 10%. Okay, so that is something you can fix immediately compared to having like a huge exposure. Now, when you start trading,
this file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.
I would say 20 or even more. If you then start risking a little bit more, say, okay, I'll expose my account like to 3, 4, 5% on a couple of trades. If that means that you would lose from profits that are already made, it's much easier to digest than losing invested money. Okay? And of course, I mentioned also yesterday that when you have a good account size and you made money from the markets, and at some point all the money that is in your account is money that you actually made from trading, then often, yes, you will start risking a little bit more than you should on setups like
this file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.
I exposed my account to almost 5%, not for the clients, but for myself, but monitoring it very, very, very closely in case it would go against me, so I could close it very, very fast. Those are things you have to start practicing, and I will give you more examples how to manage this as we go. Yeah, so keep in mind, money I invest need to grow first. Like if I put in 1,000, I want to see 1,500. Then I can play around with bigger numbers a little bit. Okay, but just keep it really under control, because when you do too much and you make money too
This
fast,
file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.
Okay, then you don't remember anymore what you did, and then it's becoming really a problem. Because unfortunately, things that hurt us, we try to it's a natural, I think, an instinct. We just try to get rid of those feelings and thoughts, right? And with trading, it should be exactly the opposite. You have to remember the bad stuff so you can protect yourself the next time. Okay? Yeah, that's probably a good idea. To double the account, at least make 20-30%, earning the right to make that money, and then slowly grow it from there. It's basic stuff, but those basic
This file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.
They just don't learn from that mistake and do it again and again and again. A question: how can we split the third position into two enter it separately from the beginning? Yes, always, guys. You know, when we will also do that when we go over the EAs. Remember, from tomorrow, depending how fast we are going, we will also use our EAs to place orders. Alerts and everything. So what we want, we tell our EAs.
This file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.
You have to do it manually. What we do is we say, okay, I want a risk of 0.5% per trade, but I want to split this trade into 2, 3, or 4 positions. Yeah, 3 is best. 2 to 3. So the EA will split the positions immediately. It will calculate the risk for the whole trade and then split it into 3 parts. So you have 3 separate positions. It's still one trade. They all have the same stop. They just have a different target. Okay? Very simple. You'll see tomorrow. Okay, Joe, if you have a
This file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.
Both of the setups. Listen, if both setups, like let's say the Euro US dollar and USD CHF, that often look really like mirrors, but or other pairs, if they're doing exactly the same thing, some almost look, the same. There's no difference, and some are just moving in the opposite direction, but they're also doing the same thing, just in the opposite direction. Okay, so if you have something like that, and you know it, you have 2 choices. You either take both of them, but split the risk between them. Let's say use the
This file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.
So now you go 0.5, 0.5 on both, and you expose the account still to 1%. And usually, if they work, they will both work. If not, they will probably both lose. So it's better to split the risk between those correlating pairs. Okay? Or if one setup looks better than the other, you just take the one that looks better and just ignore the other one, or the one that has more volatility. Okay? Okay, any other questions, guys?
This file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.
Do that. So if you have to start with 500, start with 500. You can use microlots and it's fine. Okay, it's big enough to learn. Do we have more questions? Like basic questions or something from yesterday? Still waiting a bit.
This file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.
Somebody tries to log in. I think I should be fine now. Okay, so no other questions?
This file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.
Guys? Just waiting, you're typing. Just want to make sure. Okay, great. Then I would say we just continue, right? So today I prepared USDN trades from last year up to this year, and some situations that you probably that you have seen probably many times on your charts, and you're a little bit confused, don't know exactly what.
This file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.
You can see the screen, right? Okay, so this is the USDN 4-hourly chart, and we're in a powerful downtrend at this point, right? So price did retrace back, hit resistance, spiked, and came back down. So I was actually looking to get into this one after the bounce, but I wanted to see a setup. I didn't like the fact that it was ranging here, and I didn't want to get in as a bounce trade. A bounce trade means if a price is retracing back, let's say, to an area of resistance and support, in this case resistance, and it's ranging there.
This file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.
Sell below this area of that range, and when price is going down, it will execute that trade and then hopefully go down our way, right? So a bounce trade in this area, I didn't like that much because I saw that range and I wanted, to see it really moving low and giving me a setup. But unfortunately, it didn't move too fast down and gave me only a very steep setup. Even on the 1-hourly, it didn't look nice down here. So if you look at this 1, 2, 3, and here's resistance. Is that a good area to enter like a short trade?
This file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.
To get in here? What do you think, guys? Come on, there's so many people in here. Just write something. Think about that. No, right? Exactly. Why is that? Why is that? Exactly, right? Way too far from the resistance area. When the price is coming back to a powerful area of support and resistance, as I explained yesterday, that's the area where we look for bounces or breaks. So that's the area we call like our
This file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.
Below or above early to make profits. Right? We don't want to wait until it's really, really going far away. If we get then a nice good retracement, like a really good setup, then it's fine. But if it's steep, like here, 1, 2, 3, and it stops here, and then we have a little entry here, then it's not exactly what we like to see. Now, what I want to point out here is that after that steep setup that we don't like, because here's our resistance, we got a little steep setup and then an entry candle, okay, but price didn't actually follow through, like it didn't move lower, it didn't create any lower points on the chart. It did actually retrace more.
This file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.
Then again trying to bounce a little bit, and then it moved higher. Okay, so when that happens, what we have here, you could say, listen, here's a 1, here's 2, and in the end that was 3, because it really did retrace like in small waves up to here, and then it actually moved a little bit lower before again it retested the extension of this line. Okay? But what is the difference? I'll give you an example between 1, 2, 3 between this 1 to 3, 1, 2, 3, or this one, 1, 2, 3, and this one, 1, 2.
This file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.
Paul said that the second, the other two are cleaner. Okay. Check mark, no check mark. Okay. Amount of retracement, higher low. Maybe you don't like the color or something. I'm just kidding, that doesn't matter. Exactly. William said I would be confused on those setups. Of course.
This file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.
Is I don't know what name to give the, how we can name this. I mean, you could call it like a wavy retracement or something, because it makes those stairs or waves on the retracement. Okay? Because what happens, it's creating a lower point and then a lower high, but then it stopped here, so suddenly it creates a higher low and a higher high and a higher low, and it's still on the retracement because we have the crossover to the downside. The main trend is down, so this thing is still all a retracement. So it's still 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, but the 0.2 to 3 is not a clean and clear, as you pointed out already, retracement like here or here. It is a wavy retracement.
This file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.
Yeah, hippy hoppy, whatever. You can call it as you wish, as long as you understand how it looks like. Okay, so if we get this, a retracement like that, you want to really check for details. I'm not saying that you can never take this. Sometimes in combination with great resistance, if we don't have all the EMAs around and it looks funny in the first place, sometimes they are still very powerful. It's just that the price is taking a bigger breather before going down. But in this case, we have the crossovers down, then price is touching the 200, bouncing on it, moving up, and suddenly we have a crossover up again. So
this file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.
It's going down, and you say, okay, now do I count this as a 1, 2, 3? You can count this still as a 1, 2, 3, no doubt, but you pay attention to the details. And one thing we don't like is crossover in one direction, and during the retracement a crossover in the other direction, especially if this whole area isn't exactly looking nice. So for instance, here price did retrace back to resistance. Here it's trying, but it stops in between. It's finding all those previous lows as resistance. And then what it does is actually going down, but it's not really following through. It's taking a bigger breather only to go back up and retest this. So
this file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.
You have these wavy retracements, and those are not going back to a nice area of resistance or support, in this case resistance because of the downtrend. Then you try to avoid taking those. Okay? Now, if they happen and everything else looks perfect, you just have a funny retracement, that's all you have, then of course you can still take those shorts. But you don't want to take this one red candle here to get in. You want to draw a trend line, a 2 to 3 line from point 2, sliding across all those touches if possible. And if that means that this 2 to 3 line looks like that, then you can...
This file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.
I like it that it didn't retrace back to resistance, but 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, you want to slide to draw the line like this and say, okay, now I need this area to be broken so I can get in this area. But only if everything else looks good. So wavy retracements need to look good and need to retrace back to a powerful area of resistance or support. Otherwise, we don't take them. Write it down in your own words. You will see those things a lot. I would suggest later on today, after watching this video again, do some back testing on your charts and do a top-down approach and find those setups.
This file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.
A nice retracement, wavy one that works, and the ones that don't work. And you will see that it's very important that you get nice retracements back to resistance before trading those wavy 1, 2, 3s. Okay? Any questions? That happens a lot, so pay attention to the details, please. The details are very, very important here. So when I did my analysis, I wanted to get in here.
This file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.
So waited, and then that range appeared. So when this range appears, what are we looking at or looking for? Yeah, Fabrice, exactly, right? If we look at the higher time frames, that helps a lot, a lot. Now, after the second bounce, I didn't like that range, so I was looking for a lower low ideally and a lower high. Like I wanted this 1 to 3 to appear below at least this previous one, better even below this one.
This file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.
Then it bounced again. And then at that point you say, hey, why do you not just trade the stupid bounces and make some money? Yeah. It always looks great afterwards, right? Well, when you're doing this live, you have to make decisions. And I didn't like the whole chart generally, at that point, because we had a lot of major support also down here in this area. You see this yellow line. So I wanted, some kind of confirmation on the lower time frames, but that was moving so fast that I didn't get the setups. I was looking for during my trading hours and according to my trading plan. So if that doesn't happen, I need to look for the setups. And the setups appeared here.
This file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.
Almost back to the 36 of a 50% retracement, but now I had a different problem. Entering here would be nice, would be fine, but what was my problem? Look at the charts, especially down here. Why did I not trade this one? Any ideas? Exactly right, guys. This is major support. I will point this out on the chart. You'll see it's like coming from all the big time frames. So no way it takes something here that close. Let me try to find it on the chart. Oh, here we go. There we go. It's already there. So I don't have to.
This file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.
Major support coming from the daily, also visible on the weekly, so big wedge, okay, and that's why I couldn't take the shorts. Now in hindsight you could say, yeah, great, you could have taken the bounces, but as I said, it didn't happen when I was looking, so I couldn't take any of those. Okay. Afterwards, what happened? Price did move out of that range to the upside, and this is then easy.
This file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.
Here's major support, so we have a wedge, and price is actually creating the first 1, 2, 3. Unfortunately, in that wedge, so I couldn't take the long. On lower time frames, I didn't look, and then I got this one a couple of days later, and that's the first 1, 2, 3, a steep one, but back to the 36 and the first one after that. Is that something we like to do? First setups after weekly and daily trend lines, something we always say again and again and again, yeah? Do we like that? Yes. So, having the patience to wait sometimes, you know, on one pair for weeks, is paying off. You have to wait.
This file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.
Right? It's like when you order your beer in a pub or something. If you don't like the beer that they are selling, you go somewhere else. Right? The same thing. You don't like the setup, you wait until you see something you like, or you switch to a different pair. That's usually a smart thing to do. Okay, sorry Bob, I asked help yesterday, so would be ready for today. No one got back to me. I have no sound of this time. What's going on? Bob, so Bob, you can you hear us or not? Jeff, can you figure out what happens with Bob? Want to make sure he...
This file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.
Okay, so we continue. We had also 3 touches on support, 1, 2, and we extend that line to here, 3 touches. And yes, we have resistance here as well, but price did already bounce on the first touch on the 633. Remember, the first touch after a big move on the 200 or 633 is usually bounce. So in combination with the previous high, it's perfect. It's retracing back to the 36, and voila, we have our first 4 hourly 1 to 3. Is it 4 hourly? I think so. 4 hourly 1 to 3 after a daily, weekly trend line.
This file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.
On 3, here we go. That's the same thing. Entry here, stop below here, like always, below 0.3, and it did reach the first target fast, And my problem was that I didn't see a higher high, just this one. Okay, so I didn't actually trail the stop. On the daily chart, it looked much better. So I said, okay, if price has to get rid, has to come out of this area, it has to break the 633 first. Now, it's not always like that. Sometimes you just trail the stop, and then with the second or third lot, you get stopped out here, and it's done. No big deal. It's a break.
This file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.
Don't get lucky here, but you know, in case you combine this and you say, okay, I get in first lot out, but I want to manage on the higher time frame, it's fine. But even though I manage it on the higher time frame, I still got stopped out because the retracement was too big at that point, and I got stopped out here anyway. Okay, with the last position on this trade. But again, you'll see an example where you had everything, first break, first setup, and still it wasn't a perfect or great swing trade. It didn't move like for hundreds of pips like it did now. Today I had a session with a couple of guys. They were trading, and they have, I think, on the Euro New Zealand dollar, 400, 500, or 600.
This file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor.
Okay, yeah.
Please buy it now.
You know, just getting in, and if it's really volatile, just trying to stay in and manage the trade on those time frames where you get the best and nicest retracement. And again, the 36 EMA is the guide, right? So this ended up, I didn't make any notes on this one, but this ended up being more or less a break-even trade. A few profits, but you know, not that good that it's even, you know, important to mention here. Okay. I just want to point out that sometimes even the good setups on a high time frames don't work out immediately, but it's fine. Any questions here?
This file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.
Okay, then we go to the next one. Here's one that I really liked. It was one of the best I did swing trades I did. It was a 700 pips trade, I think, on the USD yen, and that one was really nice. I tried to find this on the live charts for you, so I don't tell you any funny things. Just need the next area of resistance. Was lower, I think. Sorry guys, I have to. I make another one for this. Okay.
This file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.
Entry, but I was retesting, and then the next area. Sorry, we're somewhere. What here? We had a lot of touches in this area, close to the 633. So again, here that was the 4-hourly chart I was showing you before. Did range and then came back to the 36. So not a good trade, but what did happen here? And that's something we need always to remember. We don't freak out if a trade doesn't work out immediately, even if everything looks so great on the higher time frames. We just manage the trade. That's why we have great money management. And then we look for the next best thing on that particular pair, and that would be on the higher time frame usually. When we get
this file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor.
we need to
Please
not
buy it
to a
now.
lower time frame to get in, but actually to the higher. We go back, you know, watching from far away to see the main move. Remember, checking daily charts is something that most traders don't do. So they don't get the big and real picture. They don't know what's really going on. And that's our advantage. So we had actually this range in 1 to 3 to the 12, but then we get a nice one back to the 36. And that's the first one. And because it's the first one, we can you know, look for the lowest point before the crossover down here. 1, range 2, and then 3 back to the 36. And after that, and especially after the 2 to 3 line break, we are interested in those
This file made by
trades
the trial version
because
of
we
Advanced
don't
Audio
get
Compressor.
anything. Next
Please
area of
buy it
resistance
now.
are those highs, later on the next highs, and so on and so on. So I switched. I have to go back to the 4 hourly. We had some powerful news back then. We had some really, really great breakouts, and I entered this one on the 1 hourly chart because there was nothing else. I don't know if it was non-farm payrolls or not. I don't even remember. But you can see the trick here. What we have is a fake breakout to the downside again, a little bit like yesterday. Okay? A little bit like yesterday on the example. Price is going down. It's retracing, ranging. It's not really.
This file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.
Higher high, higher low after a fake breakout to the downside. And we had a couple of examples yesterday. So when I see something like that, I always like it a lot. We were talking about the sneaky thing yesterday when price is really sneaking and retracing, not even going down, not even breaking the 12, but just going like this for a while, or even that retracement to the 36 is fine. It's not that sneaky. It's retracing just in waves back to the 36. But when we see this thing happening, we want to try to get in as early as possible, as fast as possible. And that would mean sometimes that you get only a retracement to the 12 and not to the 36. Okay? So that one.
This file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.
My night area, my night time. So when it was still retracing overnight, I placed before night, I placed an order manually. For MT4 traders, you'll have the A that does it for you. In this area, somewhere up here, I don't remember exactly where, but it was a bit higher. Because you don't know how far it will retrace, and then the 2 to 3 line break, how it looks like. So I always try to, when I see the retracement, to make sure I open the trade a little bit higher so it's not spiking and going against me. Okay, but again, we'll cover this more tomorrow. And my stop on this one was not too big. I think it was like
this file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor.
Something like that.
Please buy it now.
Probably 120 points. Okay? And if I switch to my 4 hourly chart to make it visible because of that breakout and the direction change, I took incremental profits at the next area of resistance, so a 1-to-1, and then at this area where we had a lot of resistance again, I took out also the second part, so it was not 2-to-1 but the next area of resistance. Why? Because we have this powerful trend change in the daily 1-to-3. And daily 1-to-3 after powerful trend line break, if the 4 hour doesn't work, usually it is powerful, especially when you see the volatility. And you can see that volatility when you see
this file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.
The momentum on this pair. And so I took a second lot, the second lot out much higher. In this case, it was about like 350 points. Okay, about three times the risk. And I did trail at this point my stop, but not too close. I trailed it below the 36, the previous retracement, which was just here. And I wanted to see how it will react in this area. The 36 is acting as your trend line, but you also want to connect your lines like this and say, okay, if you have a powerful trend line close to the 36, and that's what you want to.
This file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.
If you check now the 4 hourly chart, you see, where is it? Sorry guys. That on the 4 hourly price retraced only to the 12, so it was very, very volatile, and I started to trail my stop below the 12 EMA on the 4 hourly, which is the 36 more or less on the 1 hourly. Okay, so that kept me up to here, and I unfortunately got stopped out somewhere here. And I think it was about 700 points. I'm not sure. I have to check. 600, yeah, 650. I thought it was more. But you get the point. Remaining position. And if you have a risk of, even if it's only 1%, it's still a great...
This file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.
That was one of my best trades during that year. Last year, it was not that volatile, other pairs. I have, as we speak, members that are in that Euro New Zealand dollar trade with 500 and 600 pips, or at least they were in there. I'm not sure if they closed it. So it's really great. That's what we want. Get used to those setups. Okay, then it came back to here. I didn't trade anymore. Probably saw other trades and other pairs that I was watching. And then I did something really funny, and there was a mistake. And I want to show you this. There was a mistake I did. I should not have done this. Let me go back.
This file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.
Kind of a daily 1 to 3. Sorry, daily 1 to 3, right? On the 4 hourly chart, I saw setup, and it looks good, right? It says 1, 2, 3, and another 1, 2, 3. Here's horizontal resistance, so it was a late entry with low risk, and I went in here. So when you look at this 1, 2, 3 and get in here, where do we place the stop? No sound, guys? Do you hear me? Okay. It's probably in your end then. Okay. Now, if you
this file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.
Because you like the volatility. On the 4 hourly chart, which I usually don't do. I don't even remember why I did it that late, but I did it. I try really to remember why I took a late entry like this on this pair. Probably there was nothing else going on, and I just liked the volatility. There's no other reason, because it was really late, and there was more resistance here, but there was already set up. You'll see there's one example that you could use for this wavy retracement. We have a steep setup, and we have like 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. You see this? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You see that the retracement happens in little waves before it's reaching the 36. Can you all see that?
This file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.
Exactly so. But where does it go back to? If you draw a line from here, you will see price, the trend line is getting close, is really close to the 36 before it's changing this angle. So price is going back exactly to an area of resistance. So this retracement works out fine, at least for the second. It's actually working out nice, because we had volatility, but price did come back to a major area of support. And then we have a powerful support line. It's not just retracing in a wave to somewhere. Yeah, it's actually hitting support and then bouncing off it. So it's one example, but I don't want to go with this one. Oh yeah, guys, you could.
This file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.
I did that because I was bored or something, right? No, but sometimes we do mistakes, or we enter somewhere where we shouldn't enter, and if the money management is good, it's no problem. It just doesn't feel good, and you always have to go back and say, okay, it's just one trade. I did a mistake. Don't do it again, and just focus on what's good next time. Don't get into that mood where you want to hate everybody just because you did something wrong. 1, 2, 3. I went in here. Where does the stop go? Everybody.
This file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.
Below point, you mean 0.3, right? Exactly. Below the 36, below 0.3, exactly. So somewhere below here. And that's correct. But what happened, I did get stopped out before it hit that. Why? I show you. I don't know if I have it on here. No. I'll show you on the live chart, actually. Where is my live chart? Here we go. As it wasn't bad enough to enter late like this, instead of leaving this running and having my stop below here, I did actually do something.
This file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.
Usually when I do funny things like that, it's because I'm not focused, I'm thinking about something else, or I'm in a really bad mood and I shouldn't even look at the chart. Remember what I said yesterday? When you get into a trade 4 hourly or 1 hourly, don't look at the trade if possible for the whole day, so you don't get any funny ideas in case market is not that volatile, right? But what I did, and that was not even for me, it was for clients, it's even worse. I did do, what do you think I did? Why did I get stopped out? Any ideas what could happen? I got in here and I got stopped out somewhere here. So I think that price level. What was my
This file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.
On the 4 hourly chart. So the range, move the stop up. Emotions, yeah, it's always emotions for sure. What I did, I show you in the 1 hourly chart. I saw this, boom. I did the mistake checking my trade on a lower time frame after entering on the higher time frame, which is poison. I usually never do that, but I keep, kind of doing this once or twice a year, where I do something really foolish, really stupid, and then afterwards I'm laughing because otherwise I would cry. Okay.
This file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.
4 hourly, and then I'll check on the 1 hourly. I don't even know why, because it doesn't make any sense to check. And then you see this. You say, oh, this big candle, now it's probably going down. So what I do, I close that whole thing in this price area. You see here was, but I close it much earlier here, only to see that ranging for a while and then going my way. The problem is I'm not in anymore. So I actually, and that was a good lesson, entered here with a stop of about 100, and price went up about 500 points without me on board anymore. Okay, so on this trade. So I did it once, and then I saw price moved up, and that was really
This file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.
Who has experience in this? Who has seen that before, doing it yourself, like entering somewhere and then on a lower time frame seeing some fast movement and thinking you have to change it and close the position, but then it goes your way? I think everybody that has a little bit of experience has done that. Is that correct? It's not a bad thing. It's just happening from time to time. Important is that you don't do it again. Not more often than once a year, please. Exactly, right? So, what does it tell us? It's telling us that
this file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.
Not too good at the first place, entering late, for example, like in this case, on a time frame that is high, even if it's low risk, low risk, okay? But then you make it worse by checking lower time frames, and then the emotions take over. You already know that you took a bad decision, and now you're making it worse by checking the lower time frame. So you're kind of, playing with the one that's already hurting. So that's not what you want to do. You either keep that position because you made that decision to trade and you stick to it, or just close it and get over with it. But don't start to manage it on a lower, especially on a lower time frame when you enter on the higher. Okay?
This file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor.
Exactly. That's
Please buy it now.
The next day it's going up your way. You were right, but you're not in anymore because emotions or fear, whatever it is. For me, it's not fear that much. It's mostly something else that I cannot identify sometimes, and I think it's lack of focus because I'm doing things that I shouldn't do at the same time. Trade, and that's something I usually don't do. When I trade, I trade. I don't talk to anybody. I don't give any advice. I don't, play with the kids. I just close the door, and I just look for my trades. I don't want anybody around me usually. Okay, but sometimes it happens that I do something, bad decision, and then I make it
This
worse.
file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.
Even if it's only once in a while. If you don't remember, you do it often. And then more and more, and it becomes a really lousy, bad habit. You don't want this. Okay? Now, what I did, so on this pair, because I didn't get into others during that time, during those days, I saw another 1, 2, 3, and I actually said, okay, my resistance is up here, and a little bit higher, there's more resistance. I try, because of the volatility, to get back into this trade, entering here on a 2 to 3 line break, and just placing.
This file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.
That was a little bit out of my time, so it was already 8 o'clock p.m. I don't trade usually. So what I did, I saw this range, and the price did touch the 36, and we had this sneaky range on this uptrend. I said, okay, it might go down, but I have a powerful support line. So I place my stop below here, and I place an entry order somewhere here, and I'll just wait. I go to sleep, and if I get lucky, okay, price might go up, and then it will be fine. If it doesn't, so major resistance was from here to somewhere up here, this area, and then later on you have more, of course. And if it works, fine. If it doesn't, no problem. So
this file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.
Also with still good profits somewhere here. Okay? Kind of saving this. Like this and this together, there was no profits made. Not really, because it was low risk, they're even lower than here. So I just made back kind of the losses that I took here. But it was a mental, a psychological thing that made me feel good about managing the second trade on the same pair differently. Okay? So please try to remember those things. You don't want to get any revenge. You don't want to, tell the boss is the market, right? Oh man, I'm going to kick your butt. No, you say...
This file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.
So I remember this. And you make some notes, and then you are done. And no harm done. Exactly. No revenge. Okay? Any questions? Okay, take it as a no. Next one.
This file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.
Time frames. Higher time frame 4 hourly 1 to 3, and then this retracement back, and then that happens. So it's the same thing. It's the one I explained before. And then there was a classic one which was very easy, and you see the late ones, the ones that are on a chart that isn't clear, that are not breaking out of a range, or just somewhere in the middle of nowhere. They're always more complicated than the simple trend line breaks and first setups. So that's why I always say focus on the first setups after trend line breaks. And you can see here you have a 4 hourly trend line break.
This file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.
With an entry here. It's not visible, but there is a... come on. Sorry, guys. Wrong thing. There is a 2 to 3 line break candle in this area. So here what we have a classic 1 and 2 times taking the first and second lot out, and then the last management on the third one, which unfortunately got stopped out on the trailing stop here, and then it went lower without me on board, but still a good trade. Okay, a classic trend line break as we did yesterday. 1, 2, 3, first first lot, second lot, and third lot management. Simple management.
This file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.
Add the 2-eyed resistance. So this is something I want to show you as well. It's a little bit difficult to spot and sometimes difficult to make those decisions. Let me see where what that was actually was. I have to scroll a little bit. I think, yeah, there we go. That's this one. In April. Oh no, was it before that one? No, that was not this one. There was another one. No, this one I didn't spot, but it's the same thing. Here's a trend line break. First 1 to 3 entry.
This file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.
So I like the first setup and the volatility, and I took about 1.5 times the stop, not 1 and 2 to 1. But I took out 2 lots on this area of resistance because it was still looking like a range. And I left the remaining lot which got stopped out here. Still a great trade. So here, we don't need to discuss those anymore. Trend line break, powerful trend line break, first 1 to 3 with a crossover. And that's it. If the resistance is, the targets are far enough, we don't even have to discuss it, right? That's the classic thing and easy to do. Okay.
This file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.
Line break, 4 hourly 1 to 3, the one I explained, and afterwards was this weird one that didn't work. So here I have again the same situation on the higher time frame. We had a lot of support, major support. Look at this. All this is support, right down here support, and here's a lot of support. So I said, okay, that's actually a good reason if price is going to break this line up. Major support all over the place. It did actually retest those lows, right, on the daily chart. Look, and then it went back up. So I said, okay, a first setup here for sure would mean great long, and my long-term target are those highs.
This file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.
Testing this, so many spikes, and it cannot break, and then boom, it's going up. It's close to the 36, but it is a range, so the EMAs don't worry us too much on this time frame. Mostly we like the pattern, and that's the range. Okay, and then we get a break of this trend line, And if you switch to the 4-hourly chart there, you'll see that, where is it? Huh? No, sorry. What was this? That was that. The next one here. Made sense, right? Multiple bottoms, fake break to the downside. Okay. Then prices.
This file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.
And then we get a 2 to 3 line break and an entry. Now, of course, we still have the 200 EMA, but because it's breaking this at that point, it's also breaking our line. We don't pay too much attention to the 200 on the higher time frame. So 1, 2, 3, spike. Look, there was even a spike telling us I cannot move lower. And then this white candle. So I placed my order because it was late again. And it just looked nice, right? Who thinks it doesn't look nice? Guys, does it not look nice? 1 to 3 after trend line break, fake breakout to the downside, even a fake spike here. Does it not look long more than short at that point?
This file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.
Exactly. So I took it, and like a couple of hours later, the position was dead. Bum, over. Then you got the short setup. You got one on the 1 hourly, which was at night, and then another one, but it was too close to support, so no way I would have taken this one at major support. It went down, fake again. Was a good trade anyway, but fake, and they came all the way back up. So that was just, as they say, bad luck. Happens. Did I like it? No. You know, I'm trading for a long time. I never like it when I do my homework and I'll don't make some profits. I never like this. You don't have to like
this file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.
Never. It wouldn't make any sense. If you like losing trades, you'll probably never make any money anyway. So you shouldn't like it, but you should be able to handle it and manage it. And that's again where the money management comes in. Okay. You tried that. Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah, happens. Exactly. That's why we have the dock around, right? Okay, and then I was another trade. Again, it was like a daily. You'll see, it's like a daily 1, 2, 3, and after daily 1, 2, 3.
This file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.
The 1 hourly. That was the real nice setup that is not easy to spot. So it is visible on the 4 hourly, but very tiny. And what we don't like about this is this previous range, the bounces on the 200. We have the breaks on the daily 2 to 3 line and everything, and the heavy support here, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. But we don't like, to see this range. And when we enter on a 2 to 3 line break, we don't like to see the ranges before. So what I said, I'll place an order on this one, and if price is coming out of there and it's actually breaking the 200, then I get in below here.
This file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.
The spikes in this area. So this one worked out nicely. Again, it's first setup after a daily 1, 2, 3. It's a daily 1 hourly combo. And management was fine. Unfortunately, last position got stopped out. I didn't manage on the higher time frame. I could have, but I didn't. I just liked the volatility at that point. I thought it would probably go higher, but it did not. So, okay, still good management. Yeah, it's not that sneaky. It looked sneaky at this point, exactly. But it got late, like Asian session. And yeah, sometimes even the sneaky ones.
This file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor.
is best if like
Please
this one,
buy it now.
the sneaky part, right? Where you get your first breakout, the first retracement after the breakout, and then it goes. So after this first sneaky setup, you don't know how many sneaky parts you get and how far it will go before it's retracing, right? Okay, great. Well, and then there was another one, major resistance. What I'll try to do here is actually a bounce trade. I wanted to trade this short. Look at the daily charts. If you look at the daily, what do we see in this area? Major resistance, major resistance.
This file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.
Testing for the second time, and because it worked every time since May, why not one more time? The difference, of course, between here and those ones is that the price did literally just bounce and go down without any 1 2 3s, went back up without any 1 2 3s, down with a couple of 1 2 3s late, and here again down with no 1 2 3s, but here it went up with 1 2 3s, like 1 2 3, 1 2 3. So that was the difference, but still in an area of resistance. So I said, okay, let's go do some bounce trading. And let me remember, guys.
This file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.
Fast, so I didn't have any setups. I like that. And it really did not break this area. And I think I was looking at this high before, and price couldn't break this previous high. And check the 1 hourly chart. I'll see this better here. And on the 1 hourly, I saw, the trouble that price had here. So many candles not being able to break this. So when that came, I placed again an order because it was my nighttime. I placed an order. And I got filled, and it only went down a couple of pips, did a range, so I did wait. I said, okay, you see it's not moving higher, it's actually going lower. So it probably, hopefully at some point.
This file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.
And then it went down. So that also happens. It doesn't mean that bounce trading doesn't work. It just meant that it didn't work when I was trying it. Okay, at this point. Yeah, so one more trade that was not that great. Now this doesn't count anymore because it's already this year after October, so forget that. Yeah, and they were all on this pair. Now, I have them here on the chart as well, the screenshots. Bounce, you say 0.5% risk.
This file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.
And now we have the USD Canadian dollar. Any questions about the bounces? Is there a break today? What do you mean? In the session or on this pair? We take a break in 5 minutes. I'm done in 5 minutes, and then Dr. Jeff will continue the session, okay? Just give me 5 minutes. I think I also had a question here from Mark. Let me read that quickly.
This file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.
36 retracement down. Let me read this. Forming a switch of 4 hourly, 1 hourly for better entry. Lower time frame. Not exactly. Now listen. If you use let's say this is a good example. The USD CAD is a good example. I show you in the USD CAD. I think that's what you mean. daily. So in August, we had a big retracement on a powerful downtrend in the USD CAD. Some of you probably in the live room or during our live session remember we took those shorts, right?
This file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.
And then we had this daily 1, 2, 3, but after the daily 1, 2, 3, we were looking for the first setup either on the 1 hourly or 4 hourly. So the combinations go with the swing trading, especially Spartan system. Daily 1, 2, 3, and after the daily, if we don't enter on the daily immediately, we wait for the first 1 hourly or 4 hourly setup after my daily 2 to 3 line break. So when you enter on the first one, which was here, okay, you don't place your stop on the daily chart over the 0.3 on the daily, but on the 4 hourly. I think that's what you mean, right? Over here.
This file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.
Of a chart, an example, pointing out, the areas, and then send it to me. It's probably easier if that's not what you mean. And then I can show everybody tomorrow on your chart. Okay? Mark? So, 1, 2, 3, entry on the 2 to 3 line break, stop over 0.3 on the 4 hourly chart because this is my entry time frame, and then price did just move down. And the only thing I did was just taking out the first and second. This was my target, horizontal support, but before it reached that, price did retrace, and because I trailed my stop, oh man, I hate this stuff here.
This file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.
I trailed it below here and got stopped out in the end, but it was a great trade. What I didn't like is that afterwards, after retracing, it really went my way, and my long-term target was down here, but it kicked me out, retraced, and then it went all the way down to here. Unfortunately, I was not in there anymore. Of course, I don't like it. It was a good trade, but I wanted actually to see this, and I didn't get a chance to get back in for the clients here. Yeah, happens also. Yeah, so you see, it's not always everything perfect. We want something, but it doesn't always work out that way. That's why we have money management and follow our simple trading plans.
This file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor.
Okay.
Please buy it now.
Because it was a really simple, to-the-point trade, daily and 4 hourly combination. Really, really easy, right? So if you don't have any questions, I assume everybody is really keeping up and up to date. So, sorry guys, I have to. Oh yeah, you have to show, guys, we have to discuss the losses, because we are learning from the losses more than from the winners. No kidding. Okay, guys, so what we do.
This file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.
5-minute break, and then we continue with Dr. Jeff. Okay, so Jeff, I give you, just to test before we take the break, I'll give you the power. 1 second here. Let me find you in that list. Where are you? Make presenter. Okay, I stopped my screen sharing. So everybody, enjoy the session. I'll see you tomorrow, and Jeff will continue. Right, guys? We have a 5-minute break, and then we continue. Oh, you're welcome. See you guys. Just 1 sec. Let me just test that everything works. Oh, yes, I do. Okay, I mute my microphone. Okay.
This file made by the trial version of Advanced Audio Compressor. Please buy it now.